Have you ever wondered about the true significance of the sacred Palanquin in the Dajia Mazu Pilgrimage? Have you seen worshippers kneeling beneath it and wondered why? And did you know that some lucky believers receive special divine items during the journey? In the second part of the intro video, I will share everything about the sacred Palanquin, including its significance and my predestined connection with it. During this pilgrimage, you will witness many worshippers kneeling beneath the sacred Palanquin, but there's more to it than that. There are also divine items you shouldn't miss if you come across them. While this pilgrimage is a profound display of generosity and openness, it's important to observe basic etiquette when taking part in it. I'm Serena, a native of Dajia, not a professional YouTuber, but just an ordinary person who wants to introduce the life between Taiwan and Europe. Creating these videos about the Mazu pilgrimage is to introduce you about the rich humanistic folk culture of Taiwan and to pass on these traditions to the next generations. If you haven't watched the first video introducing the Dajia Mazu pilgrimage, I highly recommend checking it out. It's especially helpful for newcomers or anyone who thinks this pilgrimage is only about fireworks. You'll gain a deeper understanding of the rich traditions and cultural significance in this sacred journey. Before we begin, I have 2 valuable tips for you. First, if you have any questions about pilgrimage, I recommend joining the Facebook group I Love Dajia Mazu. It's a very helpful community where pilgrims and Mazu followers share their experiences. Most discussions are in Mandarin, but don't worry. There's always someone who can assist in English, including me. Second, if you can't attend the pilgrimage in person yet, I suggest watching the live broadcast on the official website of Dajia Zhen Lan Gong YouTube channel. I've included the link in the description below. Now, let's begin our journey into the world of the sacred Palanquin. During the pilgrimage, several key moments stand out, such as the grand departure from Zhen Lan Gong, the breathtaking fireworks display on the Dajia Bridge, when Mazu's Palanquin reaches its midpoint after setting off, the birthday ceremony in Xingang, and the temple parades held in various towns to welcome Mazu's arrival. You can catch all these highlights through the live broadcast from Zhen Lan Gong, or from several YouTubers who do an excellent job capturing the event. However, what I want to share with you here is the significance of Mazu's permanent entourage, which accompanies her from the beginning to the end of the pilgrimage. This devoted group includes the patrolman, flag group, 36 bodyguards, bicycle fleet, and the 5 main formations: Solemnity Duo, Boy Group, Maitreya Trio, Cheerful Ensemble, and the SNTs and Gong Master, along with many others. My friends and I always love running after the temple procession. Whenever we hear the sound of gongs and drums approaching, the excitement lingers for days and weeks. The arrangement of this grand procession is deeply symbolic, filled with rituals and traditions that reflect the power and grace of Mazu. While I plan to make separate videos covering each of these groups in detail, this video will focus first on the sacred Palanquin. All of Mazu's entourage walks ahead of the sacred Palanquin, as she is always the grand finale of the pilgrimage. You may also notice that everyone in the entourage wears the same uniform, a design dating back to the Qing dynasty when the Dajia Mazu pilgrimage first began. This traditional attire has been preserved over the centuries and is now an iconic symbol of the pilgrimage. All members of Mazu's entourage are volunteers. Despite their regular jobs, they dedicate 9 days each year to accompany Mazu on her journey. In Taiwan, employees are entitled to only 7 days of annual leave after 1 year of service, increasing to 10 days in the 3rd year. This means that taking 6 to 7 days off for the pilgrimage nearly exhausts their entire annual leave, making their devotion even more admirable. For this reason alone, I have deep respect and appreciation for the entire Mazu entourage. Decades ago, this pilgrimage was a local event, spanning just between 4 townships: Dajia, Dan, Waipu, and Huli, covering 53 villages. Back then, it lasted only 7 days. However, as the pilgrimage grew in scale over the years, delays became more frequent, leading the temple authorities to extend it to 9 days. In the past, Mazu's permanent entourage and the sacred palanquin bearers were made up entirely of local volunteers from these 53 villages. Today, while the tradition of voluntary participation remains, it is no longer limited to locals, allowing more devoted followers to take part in this sacred journey. I do have a personal connection to the sacred palanquin team. It's not just because Mazu worshippers naturally gather around the palanquin to seek her blessings, but also because it has been a part of my life since childhood. What does that mean? Let me explain. What you need to know is that 2 sacred palanquin teams take turns serving Mazu during the pilgrimage every other year. They are the Dawn team and the Dajia team. Each team has its own sacred palanquin and is responsible for its maintenance. The Dawn team is commonly known as the Haiku team, which literally means mouth of the sea in Taiwanese, as Dawn is a small coastal village in western Taiwan. The Dajia team was formerly called the Hengzhen team, which is the village I come from. Growing up, I often heard my parents mention that when it was our village's turn, our uncles, neighbors, or their friends would be on duty that year, carrying the sacred palanquin during the pilgrimage. Even today, some of my relatives are still part of the Dajia Palanquin team. Because of this special connection, I feel a personal bond with the Dajia Sacred Palanquin team. Having watched my relatives carry the sacred palanquin made it almost feel like a family event, rather than just a public pilgrimage. Now that the pilgrimage has grown on such a grand scale, it deeply moves me to see countless worshippers taking part in our Dajia Mazu event with such passion and devotion. Let's start with the arrangement of the sacred palanquin during the pilgrimage. The sacred palanquin weighs approximately 200 kilo and is carried by 8 men, 4 in the front and 4 in the back. Accompanying them are 2 staff members, male or female, responsible for holding the sun and moon fans. The palanquin team operates in 3 shifts, stopping at 178 designated temples along the route for varying durations to bestow blessings upon worshippers. Each shift consists of a dozen staff members, with rotations planned from one stopover to the next depending on the distance. While one shift is on duty, the other 2 will rest or prepare to take over. However, due to the overwhelming of worshippers, Mazu's palanquin often moves at a slower pace, extending the time between shifts. As a result, it's common for some staff members to walk through the night until dawn. Even with 3 shifts, the level of exhaustion intensifies with each passing day. Like many Mazu believers, I can't help but follow the sacred palanquin, not only because Mazu resides inside, but also because of its magnificent craftsmanship. The palanquin is made of rattan and wood, covered by a piece of embroidery. On top of the artwork is the tapestry portrait of 2 dragons surrounding a pagoda. The 2 sides of the palanquin are embroidered with 2 unicorns delivering the babies. On the back is 8 diagrams in Chinese mythology. The drapes display 2 dragons scrambling for a pearl with an 8 immortals festoon. The carrying poles are also covered with dragon tapestry. The palanquin stop is covered by an ornamental net woven with 2 Chinese knots. And at its highest point stands a thorn-like structure, traditionally called the palanquin top, but now commonly referred to as 5 Fingers Mountain. Following behind the palanquin are 2 porters, each holding a palm leaf-shaped fan embroidered with Dajia Jian Lan Gong. The front of the fan features sun and moon dragons, while the back portrays the goddess of the sea alongside 2 phoenixes. Interestingly, the thorn-like structure on top of the palanquin is equipped with 2 small lights, one blue and one red. These lights indicate the palanquin's movement. The blue light turns on when it's in motion, while the red light signals a stop. Thanks to modern technology, a GPS tracker is also installed on the palanquin, allowing devotees to easily follow Mazu's location throughout the pilgrimage. So, what exactly is inside the mysterious sacred palanquin? Inside, there are 3 Mazu statues, Deputy Mazu, Chief Mazu and Mai Chu Mazu. Alongside them are Mazu's two loyal generals, clairvoyant and quick ear, as well as ceremonial flags, an incense burner, and a sandalwood burner. Among these items, only the incense flag is permitted to enter Fengshan Gong in Xingang alongside the three Mazu statues and generals. The other ceremonial instruments must remain outside and can only enter the temple upon departure when Mazu ascends the Palanquin. What we often don't see is the maintenance of the sacred Palanquin. During longer stopovers, which can last between 2 to 5 hours, the team busily cleans and polishes the Palanquin to keep it neat and gleaming, especially after enduring heavy firecracker showers. While firecrackers are one of the most spectacular highlights of the pilgrimage, they also pose a major challenge for the Palanquin staff to express their enthusiasm and devotion. Many companies and individuals set off massive firecracker displays just before Mazu's arrival. However, once the firecrackers fade, thick smoke and debris linger in the air. As the Palanquin moves forward, the staff must brave the dense smoke, often closing their eyes, holding their breath, and rushing through it. Inevitably, tears and coughing follow when they accidentally inhale the lingering fumes. So, next time we encounter the Palanquin staff, let's take a moment to appreciate their dedication and be considerate of the challenges they endure. Since childhood, my favorite way of admiring the sacred Palanquin has been watching how it salutes the deities of other temples and how it rushes into Dajia Zhen Len Gong upon its final return. The unique way the Palanquin moves is known as the salutation of grand and minor steps. When it arrives at a minor temple, it salutes with the minor steps, which is 3 steps forward and a tap. When it arrives at a grand temple, as you can see in the video, this is when it salutes with the grand steps. The Palanquin faces the center of the temple and follows a precise sequence. 3 steps forward, then a tap. 3 steps to the left, then a tap. 5 steps to the right, then a tap. 3 steps to the left, then a final tap. After completing this ritual movement, the Palanquin returns to the center. The team then turns it around and carries it into the temple backward for the stopover. If you watch closely, you'll notice that the staff always begin with their left foot. For me, witnessing this salutation ritual is a cherished memory, represents the deep sense of familiarity and belonging that feels like home. I could go on and on about the sacred Palanquin, but I'm sure you're eager to discover the top 6 divine items. So, for now, I'll keep the rest of my thoughts about the Palanquin to myself. First, a small reminder. All these divine objects are given voluntarily by the Mazu entourage to those they believe are in need of them. Forcing or demanding to receive ion is considered inappropriate and could disrupt the flow of the procession. During the pilgrimage, there are several stopovers, ranging from 30 minutes to a few hours. At each stop, the sacred Palanquin is carefully parked in a specific manner, since it would be disrespectful for the Palanquin to touch the ground directly. Temples or devotees prepare 2 benches to support it. Additionally, they place or secure a stack of joss paper money, also known as longevity golden paper, beneath the Palanquin as a symbol of the highest respect for Mazu. Once the sacred Palanquin is lifted again for departure, worshippers rush to collect the joss paper money, believing it carries divine blessings. This practice is commonly referred to as joss paper money being pressed under the sacred Palanquin. For Mazu worshippers, this divine joss paper is considered an all-purpose sacred object, believed to bring protection, prosperity, and healing. It can be carried as a lucky charm in daily life. It can be placed on doors at home to maintain positive energy. Businesses, shops, use it to attract prosperity and good fortune. Individuals may burn it, mix the ashes with water, and drink it for healing purposes or use it to wipe over the body for purification. This practice dates back to ancient times, when medicine and transportation were not well developed. In moments of urgent physical or mental distress, Mazu worshipper would call upon Mazu for support, burn the joss paper into ashes, and mix it with water for use. It is even said that the mixture is drinkable for certain medical treatments, though one should ensure theshes are filtered out first. Over generations, countless worshippers have shared stories of its miraculous effects, which is why this divine joss paper has become one of the most sought-after sacred items. During each stopover at different temples, the sacred Palanquin staff remain busy offering holy water to worshippers. This water is first offered to Mazu during the stopover and is believed to carry blessings. Drinking it is said to bestow good fortune. If you'd like to bring some homemade share with your family, you can prepare a new sealed water bottle. To do so, open the bottle and take a small sip first, without touching the rim with your mouth to keep it clean. Pour the holy water given by the staff into your bottle. Mix it with the remaining water, allowing the blessings to extend to your loved ones. Since the pilgrimage can experience unexpected delays of up to 8 hours, the staff may sometimes be too busy to distribute the holy water. Therefore, if you have the chance to receive it, don't miss this special blessing from Mazu. Inside the sacred palanquin, a few bags of sea salt are kept for the staff to treat blisters or foot discomfort during the long pilgrimage. Since this remedy has proven to be remarkably effective, worshippers have adopted the practice as well. Many believers now bring new packages of sea salt to exchange with the ones inside the palanquin, hoping to receive Mazu's blessings. The divine salt can be used in two main ways: for cooking, so that blessed food can be shared with family; for external use, rubbing it on their feet to relieve discomfort. The Cheng brush is one of the 24 ritual instruments carried by the 36 bodyguards in the Mazu entourage. It is typically shaped like a hand holding a brush, symbolizing Mazu's literary grace and wisdom. Mazu followers believe that touching the Cheng brush brings her blessings for academic success, improved literary skills, and career advancement. During the pilgrimage, many students and exam candidates seek the opportunity to touch the divine brush, praying for good fortune in their studies and future careers. This long-standing tradition continues to attract those who aspire for success through Mazu's guidance. In the Prince and Jigong Master Group, the mischievous Prince Dajia is known in legends for using his magic to stir up trouble with the sea god. To calm him down, worshippers begin offering sweets, toys, and pacifiers. And over time, the pacifier became his signature offering. During the pilgrimage, Prince Dajia is instantly recognizable by the pacifier in his mouth, symbolizing his playful nature and divine protection for children. Believers hold that receiving a blessed pacifier from the prince can help children behave well, stay healthy, and grow up safely. Each year, his entourage distributes tens of thousands of pacifiers to pregnant mothers and parents as a sign of divine protection and good fortune. Many parents also bring their own pacifiers to exchange with the one in Prince Dajia's mouth, believing this will pass on his blessings to their child. This unique tradition continues to bring comfort, joy, and reassurance to families who seek Mazu's divine care for their little ones. During the pilgrimage, the patrolman is impossible to miss his distinctive outfit, and the items he carries are full of deep symbolism. While I'll need a separate video to explain all the details, let me introduce one of his most famous charms, the red string. As the pioneer of Mazu's entourage, the patrolman's primary role is to announce Mazu's arrival. He carries several red strings to secure his gourd, pig leg, and Chinese chives. But what makes his red string truly special is a legendary story. According to the legendary story, a woman once got a red string from the patrolman and gave it to her daughter, who had trouble finding a good partner. Not long after, her daughter met the right man and got married. Ever since, the patrolman's red string has been seen as a powerful charm for love and relationships. Today, many bachelors and singles seek this red string, hoping it will attract love into their lives. But it's not just for romance. Many believe it can also bring good fortune in networking, friendships, and personal connections. So if you're lucky enough to receive one, hold on to it tightly. Mazu might just be bringing someone special your way. Embarking on my first full journey pilgrimage in 2024 was an unforgettable experience. Along the way, I was fortunate enough to receive several divine items, an opportunity that I deeply cherish. But what made it even more special was their kindness and passion of sacred Palanquin staff. Their selflessness and dedication truly touched me. These divine items are more than just objects. They carry centuries of blessings, traditions, and faith. Each one tells a unique story and holds a special significance in the Mazu pilgrimage. I can't wait to share more about them with you. In this third part of the video, I want to share with you the 3 must-do things during the pilgrimage experiences that make this journey even more meaningful and unforgettable, thanks to the incredibly kind staff of the Dajia Sacred Palanquin team. I was fortunate enough to experience all 3 during my very first full journey pilgrimage last year. It was truly an honor. So, what are these 3 special things that every Mazu pilgrim should try to do? Keep watching, and I'll take you through each of them. During the 9-day pilgrimage, hundreds of thousands of worshippers seize the rare chance to kneel beneath the sacred palanquin, hoping to receive Mazu's divine blessing. It's a deeply emotional and spiritual moment. Devotees kneel with eyes filled with tears, whispering quiet prayers. Some hold baby clothes or family belongings, praying for the health, protection, and prosperity of their loved ones. In ancient times, the most honorable offering to Mazu was a gold tablet. But for ordinary people, the greatest privilege was to kneel before the sacred palanquin, serving as a stepping stone for Mazu as she ascends her palanquin. What once was a solemn religious ritual has now become a cherished custom that people follow to seek good fortune and ward off misfortune. What moves me the most is witnessing the selflessness of the sacred palanquin staff. To ensure everyone has a chance to receive Mazu's blessing, they often pause their journey and even lift the 200 kilograms palanquin for worshippers in wheelchairs or with disabilities. Just imagine the strength and dedication required to do that. Every time I see this, I am particularly moved that makes this pilgrimage so special. For many worshippers, carrying the sacred palanquin is more than just an act of devotion. It's a way to express gratitude for Mazu's blessings and receive her divine protection in return. Anyone with sincere intentions can take part, as long as it doesn't disrupt the procession. The sacred palanquin staff are always there to guide and assist. The best moments to carry the palanquin are usually before entering a temple or after leaving one. Feeling the weight of the palanquin on your shoulders is not just a physical experience, but a deeply spiritual memento. Connect with Mazu, carry her blessings forward, and become a part of a centuries-old tradition. For those who take part, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, filled with pride, reverence, and devotion. Just like kneeling under the palanquin or carrying it, holding the sun-moon fan is another highly respected way to serve Mazu during the pilgrimage. These palm leaf-shaped fans are embroidered with sacred symbols and play an essential role in the procession ritual. Unlike the palanquin team, which is mostly male, the 2 staff members holding the sun-moon fans can be female, making it a unique role in the sacred entourage. A few key tips before you try. Stay in sync with the team. Walk between 2 lanterns alongside the palanquin. Never let the bottom of the fan touch the ground, whether during the procession or when the palanquin is paused. Remember, all objects belonging to Mazu and the deities are sacred, so handle them with care and respect. Even though the pilgrimage is open to everyone, basic etiquette is essential for a respectful and smooth experience. To make it easier, I have summarized a list of do's and don'ts for your reference. Please do spend a few moments to go through it. Let me take the time just for 2 points here. First, the proper way of entering temples. According to Taoist tradition and Feng Shui principles, the dominant side is left, so-called dragon side. and the minor side is Therite, so-called tiger side. From the temple's perspective when facing outward from inside the temple. So, if you're approaching temple from the outside, enter from the right side door, exit from the left side door. And what about the main entrance? That is, of course, reserved for the deities. Second is about the purification for going on the pilgrimage. Before departing for the pilgrimage, burn sandalwood powder and use its smoke to circle around yourself, from head to toe, including your belongings. This ritual symbolizes purification, ensuring you embark on the journey with a cleansed spirit and positive energy. I am obviously attracted by the Dajia Mazu pilgrimage due to personal reasons, but I often ask myself, what makes this pilgrimage so special and captivating? Why do participants return year after year, pushing through exhaustion and painful blisters just to complete the journey? I believe the answer lies not only in the trademark hospitality of the Taiwanese people, but also in the deep, unshakable sentiment believers have for Mazu. Every act of kindness, whether offering food, useful supplies, showers, or even opening up toilets for weary travelers, is seen as doing good deeds for Mazu by giving alms. Ultimately, the heart of this pilgrimage isn't just about devotion, it's about the humanistic spirit, the unwavering inerrancy of the voluntary Mazi entourage, and the countless locals who selflessly provide for the pilgrims along the way. In 2024, I personally took part in the Dajia Mazu pilgrimage, walking 280 kilometers back and forth over 9 days with a group of friends. Along the way, there were moments when I walked alone, allowing me time for self-reflection. Other times, I was surrounded by friends or welcomed by enthusiastic locals, whose cheers and generosity offering the best they had created some of the most moving and unforgettable experiences for me. As I passed through bustling towns and quiet, aging villages, I witnessed the rhythm of life in its many forms. The journey was physically demanding, the heat and humidity intense, the air filled with noise, the scent of fireworks and some stinky smell. But this is Taiwan. It is not perfect, but it is how it is. This is home. I hope I will always be fit enough and have the opportunities to walk alongside Dajia Mazu for many years to come. For those who haven't visited Taiwan, I can only highly recommend experiencing Dajia Mazu pilgrimage. It's the perfect way to immerse yourself in Taiwan's rich traditions and vibrant local culture. No matter how much I describe it, nothing compares to witnessing it firsthand, feeling the energy, the devotion, and the deep-rooted passion of the people. Last but not least, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude, particularly to my childhood good friend. Because of her, I had the chance to discover Taiwan from such moving angle through this pilgrimage. And my gratitude of course goes to you, and to many of you who make this pilgrimage so unique. Now, it's time for me to start preparing for the upcoming pilgrimage. What about you? See you next time with more stories about Taiwan.